Hey, welcome. Today, we're diving deep into what is probably Python's most essential data type, the string. Get ready, because after this, you'll be able to handle pretty much any text data that comes your way. Let's get into it. But first, let me ask you a quick question. It doesn't matter if you're in data science, web development, or just writing simple scripts. What's the one kind of data you are going to see over and over and over again? You got it, it's text. I mean, think about it. Usernames, log files, product descriptions, IDs. It's literally everywhere. And in the world of Python, when we talk about text, we're talking about strings. So let's start right at the beginning. Let's make sure we're all on the same page. What is a string really, and how do we even create one? Well, at its core, a string is just a sequence of characters. That can be letters, numbers, symbols, even empty spaces. So you could have a variable for a name, like Vishal, or a whole sentence like Python is powerful. It really is that straightforward. Okay, so before we can start twisting and turning and manipulating strings, we've got to talk about two core rules. Think of them as the unbreakable laws of strings: immutability and indexing. Getting these is absolutely key. The first big concept is that strings are immutable. That's a fancy word that just means once you create a string, you can't change it. You can't just swap out a single letter. Python will give you an error. The best way to think about it is like a book that's already been printed. You can't just go in with an eraser. You have to create a whole new version. Now, this might sound a little weird, but it's actually what makes strings so efficient and reliable in Python. And the second rule is indexing. Every single character in a string has a specific address, or an index. Now remember, Python starts counting from 0, not 1, so that p is at index 0. But here's a super cool trick. You can also count from the end using negative numbers. So index -1 will always give you the very last character, which is just an incredibly useful shortcut. Okay, so we know how to grab a single character. Cool. But what if you need a whole chunk of a string? Well, that's where something even more powerful comes in: slicing. This lets you pull out entire substrings. The syntax looks like this: start, end, step. Now, the most important thing to remember, and this trips people up all the time, is that the end number is where the slice stops, so it doesn't actually include that character. So text 03 gives you PYT, stopping before index 3. And if you leave the start or end blank, Python just assumes you mean the very beginning or the very end of the string. All right, you're going to want to pay close attention to this next one. Our source material flags this as a very, very common interview question. It's a fantastic, quick way to show that you really get how slicing works. So how do you reverse a string in Python? You do it with this beautifully elegant slice: slash, colon, colon, -1. It's kind of magic, right? By not giving it a start or an end and just setting the step to -1, you're telling Python, hey, go from the end all the way back to the beginning, one character at a time. It's a classic Python idiom for a reason. Okay, it's time to build out your toolkit. We're going to do a quick rapid-fire round of the most essential, most used string methods. These are the tools you're going to be reaching for pretty much every single day. First up, dot upper and dot lower. Super simple, but you'll use them all the time. This is how you standardize text, which is absolutely crucial if you want to make accurate comparisons in your data. Next, we've got dot strip. This one is your absolute best friend. I'm not kidding. Especially when you're working with user input or reading lines from a file. It just gets rid of all that annoying invisible white space from the beginning and end of your string. The replace method does, well, exactly what it sounds like. It scans through the string, finds every instance of a substring, and swaps it out for something else. It's super useful for quick data cleaning and substitutions. Now this one, dot split, is a total game changer. It's really a cornerstone of data processing. It takes a single string and breaks it apart into a list of smaller strings based on whatever separator you give it. And remember, you can split on anything: commas, spaces, hyphens, you name it. And of course, what can be broken apart can be put back together. Right after dot split comes its exact opposite: dot join. This takes a list of strings and merges them all back into one single string, using whatever character you want as the glue between the pieces. So, we've seen the tools for taking strings apart and putting them back together. And that leads us perfectly into the next section. How do we actually apply this stuff to solve real-world problems? Let's put it all together. First things first, we have to talk about f-strings. Honestly, this is the modern, powerful, and most readable way to format strings today. All you do is put an F right before the opening quote, and then you can pop your variables directly inside curly braces. It's clean, it's simple, it's just better. And here is where the magic really happens. Look at this messy string of data. How in the world do we pull out just the name Vishal? Well, we chain our methods together. First, we split the whole thing by the comma. Then we grab the second part using index 1. And finally, we split that little piece by the colon and grab the second part again. Boom, we've got the name. This is exactly how real-world data parsing works. Okay, you ready for another one of those interview challenges? This one is a great example of combining our tools. How would you reverse the words in a sentence? It's surprisingly simple. First, you split the sentence into a list of words. And then you use that reverse slice trick we learned earlier on the list itself. 2 simple steps. So, to wrap things up, if you're going to walk away remembering just a few things, make it these methods. They are your absolute bread and butter for almost any task involving text. If you can master these, you are going to get incredibly far. We've covered a ton, from the basic rules all the way to parsing real-world data. You now have a seriously powerful toolkit for manipulating strings. So the only question left is, what are you going to build with it? What text data will you conquer first?